Hello, welcome to Connie Talk, and this is Connie Leung. Today, we're delighted to invite Ms. Maria Helena de Senna Fernandes to be our interviewee. She was appointed as Macao Government Tourism Office Director in December 2012, very experienced indeed, and before receiving the Medal of Merit for Tourism from the Macao Special Administrative Region Government in 2016. Currently, she is the member of the following committees of the Macao SAR government: the Tourism Department Committee, the Economic Development Committee, the Cultural Development Conservative Committee, as well as the Urban Planning Committee and Investment Committee.
Good afternoon. So nice to have you, Helena. Thank you so much. And we are actually doing our interview online despite of the distance. We have met each other last time at Gansu, and it was a very good trip.
Well, I think last time was a very good learning trip, I must say. You know, I haven't been to Gansu for quite some years already, so it's good to be back. But at the same time, it's also good to learn more about the national policies and especially some of the developments that are taking place in the west side. So it's a very good experience. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I'm also quite amazed that the Tianjin, as one of the very important municipality city, is giving very good support to the interior provinces as well. So, to help the development of the country as a whole. So, Director of the Macao Government Tourism Office, can you share your insights on the integration of cultural tourism in Macao with the Greater Bay Area? What are some of the key opportunities and challenges that you think?
Well, I think I would say that cultural tourism culture and tourism comes hand in hand with each other. It's not now; it's been for generations. People go to different destinations to experience cultural differences. And also they go to different places because of they long for those different cultures, and they want to get first-hand experiences there. The Greater Bay Area is a very big area. Well, we have a lot of different cities involved in the Greater Bay Area. Obviously, this concept of the Greater Bay Area is a more recent one. Before that, actually, Guangdong, Hong Kong, and Macau has always been working together for many years already. We believe that regional integration is the way forward. No doubt about that. Because especially in the case of Macau, we have a very small place, only 32 square kilometers. So we need to actually work together with our neighbors across the region in order to keep people longer in the region and to also get a bigger share of the tourism market. And at the same time, really make sure that we are able to, tell good stories and also to make people experience a more I would say a more integrated destination, having different elements to the place.
And of course, like the experience, the shows, which I think Macau in recent years has been doing so well. So with that, the integration with Hong Kong and also the Greater Bay Area, so we can aggregately keep the tourists longer is definitely the good direction to go for. Yeah, so Macau also has a unique position as a city that bridges mainland China and Hong Kong. So how is MGTO working to foster stronger cooperation between Macau, mainland China, and Hong Kong in the tourism sector?
Well, as I said, we have been working together with Hong Kong. We have been working together with Guangdong and other parts of China, in fact, for many years already. If I may, I must say that we have to thank Hong Kong very much, from the bottom of my heart, because the first tourism video about Macau was also possible because of the very big hand or a very big help from at that point in time. It was still called the Hong Kong Tourism Association. Now, obviously, it's the Hong Kong Tourism Board. We still cherish all those moments, and we must say that there has been a lot of synergies ever since. And then having since there was a lot of infrastructure development in the Greater Bay Area over the years, traveling time has been cut down very much. Ease of travel, the travel, especially this year when we see mainland China is opening up the visa policy to a much more liberal way, welcoming a lot of different nationalities without visa to go into China or simplified visa to go into China. So there is a lot of possibilities that we can, better utilize the better traffic conditions, the easier ways of people traveling or moving across borders nowadays. So we're seeing that there is a lot more possibilities going forwards, and we need to use these strategies, or we need to use these policies to our advantage.
Yes, for sure. And I see very good development, not only within the Greater Bay Area, but also extends further to different parts of China, such
Yes.
as Tianjin. Macau has been deepening its ties with other cities in mainland China, such as Tianjin. So can you elaborate on the collaborative initiatives between Macau and Tianjin and how they benefit the tourism initiative in both cities?
Well, I would say that interestingly, Tianjin has it's a very interesting city. It has a lot of facilities on the historic side, and at the same time, in terms of meetings and conventions as well, and obviously right now they do have a very big integration plan. We in the southern part of China, we have the Guangdong-Hong Kong, Macau Greater Bay Area, but in the Tianjin side, they have the Beijing Tianjin what they call the Jinji development plan as well. Because right now there are direct flights between Macau and Tianjin. It's actually like 4 flights a week. Operated by Air Macau. So it's easy to fly directly to Tianjin, and also there is Tianjin also has quite good visitor arrivals to Macau. Just this year, for the 7 months up to July, already 75,000 Tianjin visitors came to Macau. So it's also very quite a good number for us as well. So last year we did a Macau week in Tianjin for 5 days. And it was one of the most successful Macau weeks that we have had in China over the since the pandemic until now. So just that particular 5 days, we had over 2 million visitors, 2 million residents of Tianjin visiting our roadshow. And I would say that besides the offline in-person visitation, we also generated about 150 million views of the event, online. So we are very, very happy with that, and we want to continue with the collaboration with Tianjin. And obviously, on the tourism side, Tianjin has a travel fair, which is also a national travel fair being held in Tianjin as well. So it is a very good opportunity for us to leverage that, not only to reach out to Tianjin, but also to other travel businesses that participate in that particular travel fair in Tianjin. Because of the ease of travel nowadays, I think we can actually explore more opportunities working with mainland cities. For Hong Kong, obviously the biggest market is mainland China right now, and for Macau as well. So it makes a lot of sense to reach out to cities which are further away, because the further they come, or the longer they need to come, they would cherish the moments and also spend a longer period of time in our destinations, which stands to benefit for both sides.
And actually, in Hong Kong, I understand that they have opened up additional cities to encourage them to travel directly to Hong Kong. I think that policy is also benefiting Macau, right?
Well, it's the same policy. It is one of the very important policies which came into place in 2003 under the CEPA arrangement. And that particular scheme now is already expanded to 59 cities in mainland China. This year in particular is a very important year because all of a sudden the central government decided to add 10 cities, for the individual visit scheme. Since I think the last time they added more cities was in 2007. So after almost 20 years, we have additional cities coming in this year. That's why we will be actually moving ahead with more Macau weeks in mainland China. Particularly this year, we will be doing one in Xi'an, because it is one of the new cities being added to the individual scheme this year.
I see. So how do you think the two SARs can strengthen their ties together?
as you said, we can come in from Hong Kong and then travel across the bridge and then come to Macau and go back to China, or otherwise, sometimes we can also combine with other cities in the Greater Bay Area. In fact, actually, last year, utilizing different themes, we Guangdong, Hong Kong, and Macau all together, we launched like 10 new recommended itineraries, for not only for international visitors to come visit the Greater Bay Area, but also for mainland cities other than Guangdong to come into our region and visit the 3 destinations together.
You know how lately there are lots of Hong Kong people going to Shenzhen to spend their weekend. So if we can combine the different elements, I think that would be the best integration ever.
Yes, I guess we should actually utilize all these new policies and also new infrastructures to our advantage, And right now, from Macau, obviously, every weekend a lot of people go out traveling, especially to the, to Zhuhai or Shenzhen. And then, as you said, Hong Kong people also come by, through the Hong Kong Zhuhai Macau Bridge, So why not? Why not utilize better these arrangements? Hong Kong has always been the number 2. Well, it used to be the number 1, but then after the development of China mainland, then Hong Kong came in as number 2 visitor market for us for very many years already, and it has always been quite consistent for us as well. So we will definitely utilize better. So I guess all these activities, and especially we see a lot of Hong Kong artists coming to Macau for their performances as well, for their concerts as well. So there is a lot of synergy. There is a lot of possibilities there.
So you know how Hong Kong has been promoting different mega events in 2024. So is there anyone that particularly impressed you that you would like to give us some good encouragement?
So yes, there's just so many possibilities here, and also, we see also a lot of the, say for example, the different consulates based in Hong Kong, since they cover Hong Kong and Macau, they are also bringing different activities to both Hong Kong and Macau. So I guess we are seeing many possibilities, many development opportunities for both of us.
So which nationalities are coming to Macau? Just curious.
Well, we see say for example, before the pandemic, especially, we see the French May, they have activities in Hong Kong and Macau as well. We are seeing, we just met with the Belgium consulate.
Well,
yes.
Hong Kong and Macau are both being positioned as the international city for different cultures to work together and also to promote art. So what's your thought to that?
Well, we have a lot of cultural activities nowadays in Macau, ranging from, say, for example, from exhibitions to cultural performances. We have what we call Art Macau, which happens every 2 years. Last year we had Art Macau. Next year we will have Art Macau again. We see a lot of international artists being brought in, by the both the gaming concessions and also the local, art promoters as well. So these are very good examples that we can see, working together, and also we see, say for example, Macau has its arts festival. We also have our music festival, and some of these performing, big groups, especially the philharmonics, the orchestras, they actually do a tour, not just to Macau, but also, they would have their different stops either in Hong Kong or in mainland China. So these are very good ways that we see that, even on the cultural side, there are a lot of synergies being struck, over the past years, and definitely a lot more going forwards. Now, we leverage very much on what we call a tourism plus strategy. What we mean by tourism plus is utilizing tourism to help other industries to develop. And one very, obviously, the very natural, easy combination would be tourism plus culture or tourism plus cultural creative industries. But we are going beyond that as well. Right now, we are looking at things like tourism plus sports, tourism plus, other things like meetings and conventions, because in the economic diversification strategy of Macau SAR government, the government is looking at utilizing tourism, what we call the 1+4 strategy, utilizing integrated tourism to develop new areas like what we call, technology, meetings, conventions, sports culture, and also things like, financials, what we call modern financial services, as well as, other things like, the what we call the health, industry as well. So there are a lot of possibilities that we can utilizing tourism as the driver for new industries to develop, and that is the policy going forward for Macau.
Well, that's very important. So one industry helping another, and that's the way to go for very good development. What's your thought on that to increase the diversity of the population composition in Macau?
Well, the government has actually actively engaged in attracting talent to Macau, and in fact, obviously it's not under the tourism office, but there is actually a new office being created to attract international talent back. Either people who are originally from Macau who has went out to study and then to attract them to come back to work in Macau, or otherwise, really people who are from other parts of the world, but, especially talent for the new industries that the government would like to develop. So there are new schemes being introduced recently to create a more favorable environment to attract new talent to Macau. So especially those talent that would be related to the 4 new industries that the government would like to develop.
So when you're hiring them, will you give favorable policies for them to get accommodation or even incentives for the employers, so there will be additional financial subsidies?
Well, as far as we understand, there are different schemes for different kinds of talent, to be attracted to Macau. So depending on the industries or depending on the level of the talent, there would be different offerings and also different favorable policies for them.
Wow, so maybe I should consider to move to Macau.
Very welcome.
So you know how ESG has been like one of the largest area that is of focus to different listed companies, and also the different industries that are working with listed companies because they want to be included in the purchasing line. So from that perspective, that probably will influence different sectors within Macau as well. So how is your thought on utilizing tourism to help with the development in the arena of ESG?
Well, actually, we are working very much together with the public as well as with different private entities to make Macau's tourism more environmental friendly, and also to be more socially sustainable as well, because obviously sustainability right now is a very, very important aspect, not only for because we want to make the place a better city for people to live in and for people to work in, but at the same time also we are seeing that it also makes a lot of business sense in terms of purchasing, in terms of people choosing your destination for different activities nowadays. We've talked about that a little bit earlier about there's a development plan for adequate economic diversification of the Macau SAR. So together with this one, we are utilizing that as a blueprint towards also other more I would say lofty or high important aspects, particularly in terms of sustainability. We also do have what we call the tourism master plan. This master plan was first launched in 2017. And now, we are right now actually doing our second revamp of the plan. The first revamp of the plan was carried out in 2020. We're doing the second revamp, taking into consideration the new conditions of the market, but at the same time also trying to make the tourism sector as a whole more geared towards the particularly the 17 Sustainable Development Goals highlighted in the United Nations SDG. So yes, definitely we are very much looking into that. There have been a lot of other schemes being carried out by other government departments. So we do take in very, very seriously things like climate change, energy crisis. When we formulate our master plan for tourism, say, for example, we want to encourage buildings, hotel buildings, which are more adopted or adapted to the international green building codes. So there's a lot of work into that being carried out. Obviously, we always say that this will continue into the future, and then this will be a constantly upgrading and a constant kind of like encouragement that we are going to give to the sector.
This discussion related to technology. So,
right.
Like in order to achieve the points that you were mentioning earlier, developments now, like the hot topics such as AI. So how do you think about like that in the development in that area, and how that can also help tourism in Macau to grow?
Well, I think these are, as technology advances, definitely we will see a lot more business models which we have not seen before. And we are definitely looking forward to having new models of moving people around the city, or even moving people across cities, and definitely we are also looking at utilizing more technology, more advanced technology, to help us to serve the customers better. Say, for example, this year we're just working with our telecom communications provider on what we call an AI customer service, which is we're actually working together with the telecoms provider, together with Baidu as well, which is kind of like utilizing AI to help us to reply to customers in different languages, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and also to make sure that we can break down different language barriers. Because we're always saying that in order to help people to find their way across the city, nowadays there's a lot of new technology which will help the customer just utilize their mobile phones and get around the city easier. So right. we are trying to introduce step by step all these technologies.
As a last question to you, so how do you envision the future of Macau tourism to wrap up the whole interview?
Well, I definitely right now we are working a lot on trying to utilize tourism to develop different industries, but at the same time to also help to diversify, our tourism coverage. So we look forward to really developing Macau into what the central government calls a world center of tourism and leisure.
Yeah, for sure. I'm seeing that happening right now, and it's going to get better and better. And well, as someone from Hong Kong, I will always say better integration within the area, so everyone benefits is definitely
for sure. For sure, yeah. And we're definitely looking forward to seeing more of our Hong Kong friends in Macau, as well as our Chinese friends coming from mainland as well.
I'd like to encourage my friends around, and of course to share with the audience today, to welcome them to visit Macau as well.
Thank you so much. Yeah. And definitely we look forward to seeing all of you in Macau soon.
For sure. And look forward to seeing you in Hong Kong likewise.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you very much for accepting our interview. Despite of the distance, we're just right next to each other. I'm sure we'll see again very soon. Thank you, Helena.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.